It's Mocs News. And now, straight from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, with the latest in sports, weather, campus news, and community events, it's Mocs News.
Good afternoon and welcome to Mocs News. I'm Catherine Newsom.
And I'm Joshua Jackson.
What are you doing for spring break? Are you going to the beach, studying, or staying put? Mocs News reporter Rachel Walker tells us how UTC students are taking a break from it all.
It's clearing out on Friday for the preparation of 2008 spring break. But what are they doing, and where are they going? While some students are heading for the beach, others are planning for the future. Take UTC senior Troy Mills, for example.
Saturday morning, I'm flying out to go to LA to do some interviews for an internship this summer.
Internships, papers, and final projects seem to be taking up much of UTC students' spring break. However, that does not seem to affect the professors in any way. Though some will be grading papers, others, like UTC's head of communications department, Kit Rushing, are going for a much more historic route.
Jonesboro, Tennessee, and there's some reading that I want to do. These old documents are supposed to be located in Jonesboro.
Whether you're bathing in the sun or working on homework, we hope it's a good one. I'm Rachel Walker, reporting for Mocs News.
Spring break is right around the corner, and that means relaxation and getting ready for the end of the semester. We talked to students about how they plan on staying safe this spring break.
What are you planning to do for spring break, and how do you plan on being safe?
Actually, me and a couple of my friends are going to Charleston, South Carolina for the basketball SoCon championships. We're riding up there in her dad's Jeep, and we're all going to stay together and just plan to stick together throughout the whole spring break.
Definitely have a designated driver.
I'm going to Las Vegas because I turned 21 on spring break, and just being with a group of people. Stay safe. I mean, just don't wander off.
Camping this weekend and next weekend, and responsibility, common sense, don't do stupid stuff.
Well, for my spring break, I'm just gonna go back to my hometown in Knoxville, probably hang out with my friends. And as far as being safe, usually always safe. Don't have to worry about that. No drinking or drugs.
Here are some tips to ensure you have a safe and fun spring break. First, make sure you are familiar with the surrounding areas and take a well-lit route back to your hotel room. Always watch and drink being prepared. And never take any drinks from anyone you don't know or don't trust. Remember, to travel in groups, and we hope you all have a fun and safe spring break.
FBI profilers investigate crimes ranging from kidnapping to acts of terrorism. Profiler David Reish recently was on campus to talk about working on the nation's top law enforcement agency.
FBI profiler David Rush doesn't just go after the bad guys. He searches for the worst of criminals. Can you give us an overview of what an FBI profiler does?
Day to day at the Behavioral Analysis Unit, we are providing consultation services to local and state law enforcement officers who are being assisted by our FBI field agents on cases usually of a repetitive nature, serial murders, serial rapes, or high probability or low probability, high impact cases such as child abductions, threats to schools, threats to factories, other key infrastructure on a day-to-day basis.
The latest in sports.
And a look at the 5-day forecast when we come back.
You don't need to be bigger than life to be a good dad. You just need to spend time with your kids. It takes a man to be a dad.
staying in the Chattanooga area over spring break, you probably want to know what's happening with the weather.
Here's Melissa Braswell with the 5-day forecast.
I'm Melissa Braza with your Mocs News weather forecast. For those of you staying in Chattanooga during spring break, here's what your weather will look like. Today will be sunny with a high of 65 and a low of 46. Friday there will be a chance of rain with a high of 57 and a low of 36. Saturday there will be a chance of snow showers with a high of 29 and a low of 26. Sunday will be mostly sunny with a high of 53 and a low of 32. And Monday will be partly cloudy with a high of 56 and a low of 38. I'm Melissa Braswell, back to you in the studio.
When we come back, an award-winning author visits UTC.
We'll meet her when we Mocs News come back.
At the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, our students learn the same way they live in the real world. Our campus is equipped with high-tech learning facilities and staffed with a faculty whose main goal is to help students succeed. Through community partnerships, outreach efforts, and experiential learning placements, Chattanooga students learn in a laboratory as large as the world. So whether getting their hands wet in the Tennessee River or monitoring computer systems for the Tennessee Valley, UT Chattanooga students are learning today to lead tomorrow.
You may not be familiar with Lori Halse Anderson, but if you're a big book reader, you'll recognize the name.
Mocs News reporter Mike Miller caught up with this visiting author who's also a National Book Award winner nominee.
Lori Halse Anderson knows a lot about the craft of writing. She's sold more than 1 million copies of her novels. This month, she's on tour, giving lectures about her books and answering questions about how to write novels. She stopped by UTC on March 4th and had some advice for Chattanoogans who want to be authors.
Be nice to your parents because you have to move back in with them because you're going to be poor. Write what you care about deeply, not what the world tells you that you should be writing about. And stop watching so much television.
Hundreds of aspiring writers and fans turned out to meet Anderson. She explained the secret of her craft.
Lots of revision. My early drafts are incoherent, over-emotional nonsense. But that's why you revise.
Anderson, a graduate of Georgetown University, has strong feelings about creative writing classes.
I think craft is something that can be taught. I think people are born inspired or they're not, and then they become accountants. Some creative writing teachers are magnificent people that will really help foster your craft. Other creative writing teachers are bitter, twisted, frustrated, unpublished authors who ought not be allowed to teach.
For Mocs News, I'm Mike Miller.
Anderson was on the UTC campus for the Tale of One City celebration. It's a citywide book reading event.
This is Mocs News. Thanks for being with us.
Have a great spring break.